Hello everyone and welcome to this very special Game Week 10 deadline charity stream with me, Holly Shand. Really excited to be bringing you my first deadline stream and all for a good cause as well, because everything that revenue-wise that is made from this stream will go to Cancer Research UK. So it's going to be an exciting hour and a half ahead. Got lots to get through, going to be looking at the transfer plans for my team. I'm going to be answering your questions. We've got the poll live as well. Hopefully get quite a few super chats through to add to the charity pot as well, and some new subscribers too. I've also got the team news ready. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on all the big news accounts on Twitter ahead of the deadline in case we get any leaks, because we do have a number of 3 o'clock fixtures today, 4 in total, including, crucially, Chelsea, Man City. So it's a big deadline in FPL, and I'm certainly excited to see how this goes as well. So do start saying hello over in the chat, and I'll try and get through to as many of you as possible. I'm also going to be talking through my transfer plans. I've not made my transfers yet. Normally I'm a Friday night transfer person. Because I knew I was doing a stream today, I thought, well, why not do a few in the stream today. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm normally a bit more organised. I still don't know what transfers I'm going to make. I have kind of been a little bit cheeky in the poll with the question that I've asked. It may give you a little bit of an idea of what my transfer plans might be. I always find when we've got 2 free transfers in FPL, it does make things quite difficult in terms of deciding exactly what moves to make, because, you know, there's options on the table. You can either roll a transfer, do 1 transfer, 2 transfers, or even 3 for a hit. So that's where I'm at the moment. So do come and say hello in the chat. I am going to put my team on the screen as well, so you can see what I'm thinking at the moment. So 2 free transfers. Mitrovic is staying because he could be fit for this week, and he's certainly going to be fit for game week 11, where he faces Bournemouth, and game week 12, where he faces Aston Villa, and that's the blank game week 12 as well. So I want him for that. And in my opinion, he's either going to start against West Ham or not be in the squad. So you kind of don't need to worry too much about a 1-minute cameo. My concern is that I've not really got a lot to come off the bench, because Emerson isn't in favour at West Ham. Andreas probably isn't the most exciting option if we've got Mitrovic out injured, and he doesn't get involved in as many set pieces now either. And then we've got Neco Williams in there as well, who was subbed at half-time last week when he played Leicester. Serge Aurier came on, so that was a bit of concern. Now, my transfer plans then, and do jump in the chat and let me know what you think to my moves, because I do need a little bit of help from you guys today. Option 1 is, with nothing in the bank, to burn the transfer. Option 2 is to downgrade Nick Pope, maybe to Gaita. I don't know how keen I am on him though, especially because I haven't got a backup there. Or maybe Gaita. That's going to get me 0.7 million, which could be useful down the line to upgrade the likes of Andreas to a Willock, or maybe a Williams or an Emerson to a Gay or a Mings or something like that down the line. So that's option 2. Option 3, which right now I feel like I'm going to make the move because I'm confident Foden starts this week, is, and it is risky, granted, he's taken out Martinelli, who plays Liverpool this week, but he's probably up against Trent. Taking out Martinelli and Cancelo and bringing in Foden. I just really want to own Triple City, and I've got up to 5.5 million to spend on a defender there, and the one that I'm leaning to is Thiago Silva. Probably the sensible decision would to spend less money and, you know, get someone a little bit more sensible, have some funds in the bank. But I just really want Triple City attack. My thoughts are Foden's definitely going to start game week 9 because he was rested in Champions League midweek. So I really want De Bruyne, Foden and Haaland for this weekend against Southampton. And then Liverpool away, I think I'd rather own Triple City for that than have Cancelo in there. But Walker is out injured now, so Cancelo will play on the right, so he could be the, you know, a bit of a more prevalent option than he is on the left. So I've got to bear that in mind as well. But the thing that this allows me to do then is potentially to sell. I'll then have 3 players for the blank because I've got rid of Martinelli. That's the other risk, obviously. I've not got loads of funds tied up in Martinelli at the moment, but then I can sell De Bruyne ahead of game week 12 to absolutely anyone, bench Haaland and Foden, and then if I want to get Cancelo back in game week 13, I can do. It's like if I'm burning a transfer, this could be a logical option. So that's where I'm at the moment. I am going to jump over to the chat and say hello. And if you are in here, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already, because each new subscriber, I'm going to put 10p into the charity pot. So I'm going to do some hellos. We've got Akshat is in. Hello. We've got Big Dog Crier is in. Aman as well. Hello to you. Pravnor is in, as is Teo as well. So thank you everyone for joining. It's great to see so many of you in here. I know this isn't, you know, my regular time slot or anything like that, but I am going to be getting through your questions today, and I can already see quite a few votes on the poll. 40 of you in so far, and it is looking tight. So if you haven't voted in the poll, please do. We've got David in as well. I've already had a quick chat with Akshat about whether to play Pope or Ward this week. Newcastle have got Brentford. Leicester have got Bournemouth. I mean, you could play Ward. I mean, doubling up on the Newcastle defence isn't great against Brentford with Tony. I've got all of them, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe Trippier gets an attacking return or is subbed early, and then, you know, Tony misses a penalty but scores the rebound against Pope. That would work quite well. I do think Pope's far better goalkeeper though. I know Leicester kept a clean sheet last time out, but in my opinion, your Leicester goalkeeper is just for that sub spot, just in case your main goalkeeper's injured, nothing more than that. So that would be why I'd probably still go and play Pope. Let's see what questions we've got in on the chat today then. So Big Dot Crier has said bench 1 of Trent, Gross or Gordon. I think I'd bench Gordon. I mean, he plays Manchester United. He didn't start the last game either, did he? So he's clearly not in favour with Frank Lampard. Came on for 16 minutes. I mean, I'd probably sell Gordon if you've got a free transfer, because I think there's, you know, far better options even at that price point. But I think it's easy just to bench him. Pravnor says Perisic, Bailey to Reece James and Trossard for a -4. I like those moves. Perisic is a rotation risk. Bailey has got an injury. Reece James is looking like a sensational asset to own right now. And Trossard's looking good. I'm not that keen on Brighton's fixtures, if I'm honest, but I still think it's a good opportunity to make that upgrade in there. Amar says Gay and Wilson or James and Solanke. James and Solanke all the way. James is so attacking, and the other thing to bear in mind is, you know, Wilson does look like a very good pick this week, but Isaac will be back soon. And when Isaac's back, they're going to share game time. And that's the thing that puts me off going with Isaac right now. There's 50 of you in, so thank you everyone so much for joining. Remember, this is the Charity Week special charity deadline stream. So if you subscribe to the channel, that will certainly help to boost the charity pot. But if you do want to leave a super chat or a super thanks, obviously your support will be really appreciated. Trying to raise a fair bit of money for Cancer Research UK. Hopefully we can get to about £100. That would be, you know, phenomenal, and will make a huge difference to people living with cancer. John has said Samaka or Watkins as an Isaac replacement. Already have Wilson. I think I would go with Watkins over Samaka, just because I think he's got the better fixture this week and probably the better long-term fixtures. If we just have a look at the Fantasy Football Hub fixture ticker. Here we go. What is going on? Oh no. It's just died on me. Yeah, we won't do that. if we just have a look at the normal fixture ticker instead. So the thing is for Samaka, I know it's short term, but game week 12, West Ham play Liverpool. Aston Villa in game week 12 play, it's blank game week 12 as well, Fulham. So I think that makes it a little bit easier in terms of making that decision. Marcus said, sacrifice Pope or Trippier to jump off the double Newcastle defence. I think Trippier is still a really good pick, so I think if you was to sacrifice one, it would be Pope. There's something I can do. I just don't know which goalkeeper to go for. This is the other problem. Big decision to make. I have got my tweet deck open just to keep abreast of any team leaks. Obviously, it's a bit early at the moment. We've still got an hour and 20 minutes before the deadline, but it is useful to see. You often see if someone's, maybe not travelled or is going to be in the media squad. It gives you a little bit of an idea who's going to start. But I can't see at the moment anything conclusive. I don't feel like we're sweating the team sheets as much this week. Certainly for Man City, we know that Haaland's going to start. We know that De Bruyne's going to start as well. And Foden, his famous last words, but that early sub for Haaland in the Champions League is encouraging. Kesh, thank you so much for supporting with the super chat. This is all going to Cancer Research UK, guys, ahead of the fundraiser that I'm doing this week. Just for the good cause. Great initiative, Holly, all the best. Sharing what I can afford, hope it helps. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. And I am going to, whatever total we get to at the end of this, I am going to round it up as well. And as I said, I am putting 10p in for all new subscribers this week anyway, which is certainly going to help as well. Can't remember actually where we was up to. I think I was on about 14,500 at the start of the week. Now we're up to 14,750, so that's 25 quid that's going in anyway. So, it's brilliant to see so many of you in here supporting, liking the stream and asking questions as well. So do keep them coming as well. Amar, I've answered your question. Teo says, for yourself, why not bring in Foden for KDB and set up a Son or even a cheeky Kane in 11 or 13? That would work, Teo, but De Bruyne's record against Southampton is ridiculous. And I know he's going to start because of the rest in the Champions League. So that's why I don't want to make that move. I did consider it. And if De Bruyne had played in the Champions League and then Foden hadn't, or vice versa, it would have made it a lot easier. But unfortunately, given that situation, I had to back it there as well. Another super thanks in from Amar. Thank you so much, Amar, for supporting. It's great to see that we're going to get a really good total in today for Cancer Research UK. You guys are making me very happy, so thank you so much for supporting. Let's see what other questions we've got coming in the chat. Sorry, I've just realised I've not even got my team up on the screen at the moment. You just have to keep nudging me if I forget. Got too many windows open because I'm wanting to make sure as well that we're getting any team news in as well. Hopefully we do get some leaks. Do let me know as well what leaks you're looking out for. Is there something that, is really crucial to your team for this week? Omar said Zaha or Watkins to play. Zaha. Oh, it's hard. I'm knocking my mic. It's hard to bench Watkins because the fixture's so good, but who would I want to own more this week? It's Zaha. Mohammed said, who is the better bench option if Mitrovic doesn't play, Andreas or Neco Williams? This is the way round I've got them at the moment. Now you've asked me that question, I feel like swapping them round. We'll do that. Just want to see, actually, Aston Villa, how many goals they've scored in their last few games. One against Arsenal, one against City, one against Southampton, nothing against Leeds. And Leeds had 10 men in that game. So, Nottingham Forest have been so poor defensively. But Neco Williams is still among their best attacking players. Still can't get any stats on there, never mind. Let's see, can we see any important team news anywhere? What is this? From Fulham. Is there something on there I can't see? I think maybe it just doesn't come up very well. I'm intrigued, guys, so I'm just going to do a little bit of digging, just because we're wanting to know about the Mitrovic situation, see if there's anything important here. Probably not. Probably nothing too significant in there. Right, let's move on then, because I am getting distracted. Do let me know as well in the chat if you spot anything intriguing in terms of news, any leaks whatsoever, because we have got 4 3 o'clock kickoffs. Gerard is in from Mombasa, Kenya. Hello, thank you very much for joining me today. Ariane says, will Emerson start for West Ham? We don't know, and this is so frustrating. I brought him in after he played 90 minutes against Chelsea, and then he's had 2 cameos since then, which has been frustrating. He did start in the Europa Conference League, was quite a strong squad from West Ham, which did give me some encouragement. I think Cresswell was on the bench. He played as a left wing back, and I think it was Chiarte or Ogbonna who played the left-sided centre-back. I don't know if the answer is I don't know if he'll start or not, but if he does start, then I think he could be a really good option with Fulham at home if Mitrovic is out. So I'm happy to take the risk. Had another super thanks in Ali. Wow. Thank you, Ali. That is amazing. Thank you so much. We're going to have a massive total for charity now, guys, with that donation from Ali. So thank you. We're looking over the course of the week. We'll definitely be able to hit £150 now. So, that is amazing, Ali. Thank you so much for your contributions there. It really does mean a lot. Zoe says, what do you think about Solanke instead of Mitrovic to get some funds? Right, the thing is for me, Solanke is a great option this week. It does save you about £1 million on Mitrovic, but Mitrovic has scored 6 goals in 7 full appearances this season. And yet the fixture, even if he plays, it's not the greatest. But then he's got Bournemouth in game week 11 and blank game week 12, where we've got no City players, no Arsenal players. He's got Aston Villa at home. So I think it is a waste of transfers, especially when we've got so many of us that have got a lot of assets in from City and Arsenal to be making transfers, like getting Solanke in. Because, he had a really good season in the Championship last season, but Bournemouth have been the least impressive attack in the Premier League so far this season. David has said, do I just keep Salah? I don't see the point in buying Foden or KDB to replace him when they're both blank in game week 12. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you've got this far with Salah, you just have to keep him now. I think I said this on the stream yesterday as well. Salah hasn't had an awful start to the season. He's got 6 attacking returns in 7 starts. If Haaland did not exist, you'd be happy with that as a Salah owner. So for me, I think you do keep the faith with Salah now. I mean, the next 2 fixtures aren't the best for Liverpool, but I don't think they're bad from an attacking perspective for Salah. High chance of penalties. He is going to be heavily involved in those fixtures. So you keep him, because then West Ham at home in game week 12, he is going to be the best captain option in game week 12. So for me, you just hold on to Salah for now. So if you're thinking about selling him, I wouldn't. I think if you've got this far, you've got to hope that he comes good. That is my opinion. I think this is my computer rather than anything else, so I will get this loading again. If we look just so that I can show you exactly what I mean by this. If we look at the top predicted scorers for, sorry, I need to keep that in, for game week 12, Salah is top, yeah? With a prediction of 7.6 points. The next one down is Trossard with 6.2 points. So I think you're going to be in a good position going forward with Salah. The only downside, David, is that, you know, it would be really, really good to be tripled up on Manchester City assets this week, because this fixture, Southampton at home, is an amazing fixture for Man City. This is why, and I think I am going to make the move, guys. I think this is why I really want to be trebled up on the City attack, especially when you know Foden's going to start. Who do I get in for Cancelo, though? I've got 5.5 million to spend on a replacement. Tell you what, again, I don't want to look just for one game week, do I? I want to look in a... I mean, probably to game week 16 is going to be a little bit of a wide window, but Thiago Silva's 5th in there, even on that. And if we look at the next 3... he's 3rd. But do I need some funds in the bank? I mean, I could go like James Justin, but, you know, Leicester have just been so poor. It makes it really difficult. I mean, how long have we got? We've got like an hour and 10 minutes till the deadline, so I've still got a bit of time to think about it. Quite a few of you have voted in the poll now. I've had 110 votes. By the way, currently says that there are 70 of you watching. Only 35 of you have hit the like button. Come on, guys. Keep liking, keep subscribing. It's all going to go in the charity pot. But yeah, do I make these moves? Let me put them on screen for you. Cancelo and Martinelli out. Thiago and Foden in. That's what I want to do. I can't see any other obvious moves to make in my team other than downgrading Pope. Is it sensible or is it not? That's what I want to know. Should I make those moves? Am I being silly? I'm still really tempted, guys. Probably am going to make the move, if I'm honest, but I've still got a bit of time to think about it. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Let's just hop over to Twitter. See what's going on. See if there's any news anywhere. Can't see anything too exciting at the moment. Just keeping an eye on it though, because hopefully we will get some team leaks at some point. I want to know if there's a team leak out there. I want you guys to know it from this stream. See if anyone's slid into my DMs with anything as well, because it does happen occasionally. Although I don't know if I dare put it out on here and affect transfer plans if I'm not 100% sure. Kesh has said, what about taking a -4 for Grealish in, Martinelli out? I feel the game might be one of those that Grealish explodes. Meanwhile, great initiative with the charity Holly, all the best. Well, thank you, Kesh. And thank you so much for your donation as well. Right, do we know that Grealish is going to start? I'm just trying to remember the account that does... it's Emma, isn't it? Is it Jump the Wave? Something like that? Yeah, Jump the Wave. I mean, I'm not convinced that Grealish starts. I've got to be honest with you. So, I think each week Emma goes on the forum and collates from Man City fans. Can you see this, guys? Is it a bit small? I don't know how I zoom in without breaking it. You should be able to see my cursor, hopefully. Grealish is in this column here, 64% chance of starting. It looks like it's Gundogan v Grealish, essentially. The Man City lineup that we're kind of sure on is Edison in goal. In the back line, Cancelo, probably Diaz. Ake? I mean, even Gomez isn't that hotly tipped. But then in midfield, Bernardo, De Bruyne, Rodri, Foden, Haaland, Silva. That's what it's looking like. So I think Grealish is a risk. But I guess if it depends as well how much funds you've got locked up in Martinelli. Like, I only bought him at 6.4, so I've only got 0.1 locked in him. But if you got Martinelli for 6 million, he's now 6.6. You've got 0.3 million of value in there. That's quite important to bear in mind. We've also got to think about the fact that Martinelli's playing up against Trent, who has been struggling. And then it's Leeds after that, then the blank. I'm not convinced because I don't think Grealish starts. I mean, if you can get to Bernardo, I don't think Bernardo is a bad option. I mean, we can write off game week 1 and game week 2 because there was all that chat of was he going to leave City or not. But game week 3 through to 9, so that's 6 games. He's had 6 attacking returns, 2 goals, 4 assists. He's only 7 million. Now, granted, Foden is worth the extra 1.1 if you can find him. But if not, I do think that, you know, Bernardo is a good option in his own right. So if you can afford that cash, then I would go with that. That would be my advice there. AD Production has asked about a Bailey replacement, 1.5 million in the bank at the moment. Quite a few options actually in that price bracket for you to consider. I mean, I like the look of the Newcastle attackers. I mean, they're quite a lot cheaper. 1.5 in the bank. Bailey's 4.7 still, I think. So that takes you up to 6.2. So you can't get to a Rashford or a Trossard. I think it's Almiron and Willock are where I'd be looking. 3 goals so far for Almiron. Fixtures are getting a bit patchy. And I do like Willock as well. Let's see what the hub prediction tool says. Let's go over the next 4 game weeks for midfielders priced up to 6.2. I wouldn't get Souček. McAllister, fixtures aren't great. Gray, not convinced on Gray and Aronson, and then Willock after that. I think I personally would go with Willock. I think Almiron's a good option as well. Antonio said, would you start Guaita or Ward? For me, it's Guaita. I think he's easily the best option out of the 2. Can I just say, Ali, again, if you're still here, I'm blown away by your donation. Honestly, thank you so much. It's great. I'm really pleased that I'm able to put a big pot together for Cancer Research UK. It really does mean a lot to me. It really does. I've completely lost my place in the chat now. David had said Raya is underrated. I agree. Shane has said it's great that you've got a deadline stream now and watching it with your breakfast. Where in the world are you, Shane? Let me know. Thank you, though, for joining. I can't make any promises that it is a permanent deadline stream because I do the Sky Sports News show every other week, and that's kind of takes us up to the deadline as well. But I'm hoping to make it more of a regular feature. So thank you for joining. I hope you are enjoying it. Let's jump back on to Twitter. See if we've got anything going on. Anything that we need to know about. Not really. Nothing significant there, I don't think, for now. Still got an hour to go there, guys, so. Caleb said, is Chilwell to James worth a transfer? Probably. I mean, it's whether you make the move this week or not, because, you know, if Chilwell starts, he could do well. We don't know who's first choice between Cucurella and Chilwell. That's the problem. But, you know, if Chilwell starts again this week, then you might want to cull Chilwell. So it's difficult. We don't know enough about Chelsea under Tuchel. Try that again. Under Potter. But, you know, Cucurella, He knows Cucurella, doesn't he? From the Brighton days. Sway says, should I triple captain Haaland this week? The answer is no, because Man City have already got 2 games to be rearranged. We know that there's going to be 3 other blank game weeks caused by FA Cup, League Cup, which, you know, on current form, Man City are more than capable of getting that far through into the business end of those competitions. So a double game week for Haaland v a single game week. I mean, to be fair though, you could just captain him in any home game, couldn't you? But look at this. Like, game week 4 and game week 5, 2 home games for Haaland against Crystal Palace and Forest. Got a hat-trick in both, 17 points. If that was a double game week, that would be 34 points. You just got to hope that he's still around and available, don't you? That's the thing. Ali has asked, what are you doing with Mitrovic this week? I am just going to start him and hope he plays. And if he doesn't, one of my subs will come on. And that is my advice for most managers. He's got an injury, Mitrovic. So either he's going to start the game or not be in the squad. I think that's more likely than having a 1-minute cameo from Mitrovic. So for me, what I think you do is you just play him and make sure you've just ordered your bench accordingly. That's my gut feeling on that. You just got to hope for the best, but certainly keep him because of those fixtures in 11 and 12. And Marco Silva said he is going to be back for game week 11 for sure. So it must be a 50-50 on his availability for this week. Shane has asked, how well do you think Trossard will do against Spurs? I'm actually finding this fixture really difficult to predict. I think on current form, given it's a home game at the Amex, under the lights, I think Brighton will do quite well in it. I mean, their home form this season, they drew against Newcastle game week 2, beat Leeds in game week 4, and then game week 6 was that 5-2 against Leicester. I don't hate backing Trossard in this fixture. Gilgamesh, Mitrovic to Samaka or Wilson, or save the transfer. Save the transfer, keep Mitrovic. Riley said start Williams, Gibbs-White or Andreas. Who did Forest play? Aston Villa? I mean, I don't love any of them. Oh. I mean, it's, who's the best of a bad bunch, isn't it? Really. Andreas. Let's say Andreas. I think what you do need to do is work on that last player in your squad. Ashley said, should I play Ward or Guaita this week? Play your main goalkeeper, is what I would say to all of those. Similar one from Azuma. Play Ward or Sanchez. Just play Sanchez. Dr. Surrender, what's wrong with Paqueta? I thought he is a legend. Did I say something not great about Paqueta? To be fair, if I'm honest, I don't know that much about him. I mean, if he's featuring that high up, the predictions, after only being in the game a few times, I think that says a lot. So he probably is a good option. And I think if we look at the attacking matrix to the World Cup, Bournemouth are first, West Ham are second, and, you know, Bournemouth have looked a bit toothless in attack. West Ham haven't. So I can see the appeal, but personally, I won't be going with it. I've got 60 likes now, 83 of you in. So hopefully that means that there's only 23 of you that are in at the moment that haven't hit the like button. Remember, as I said, this is a very special charity deadline stream, my first deadline stream, and all proceeds are going to go to Cancer Research UK, which is a charity that's really important to me. So if you haven't got involved yet this week, just by subscribing, if you don't already, that'll add 10p into the pot. And if you want to leave a super chat as well, then, you know, that would just be phenomenal. But obviously no pressure to do that. It's just great to see so many of you here and be able to answer all these questions before the deadline. Let's keep going with these questions then, as I do want to get through as many of them as possible today. Let's see, Kamai said, I think I will just save this week's transfer and put Andres Pereira instead of Mitrovic. Thoughts? Pereira isn't going to do very well if Mitrovic doesn't play, so that's why you just play Mitrovic. Jama says, I've got Mitrovic and Bailey, 2 free transfers, 1.6 million in the bank, agreed to keep Mitrovic, hope he's back, but Bailey to ASM. Yeah, I think if you're looking at ASM, you might as well look at Almiron or Willock. I'd go Willock, but I think Almiron's okay as well. Morris, brought in Bailey only for him to get injured. Unlucky. Had to take a hit and bring in Wilson for Isaac. Oh, that's so frustrating. Hopefully it pays off though. Hopefully it does. Keep the faith is my advice there. Jump onto Twitter, see if we can see anything interesting happening. Pep Guardiola's been chatting. Support of the Etihad has been good. Everyone's gone to see Haaland, haven't they? No news yet. At some point I need to make my transfers, guys. Am I gonna do the two frees, Martinelli and Cancelo out, Foden and Thiago Silva in? I'm not gonna leave it like really mega late. I just don't know. I hate having 2 free transfers. I just find it so difficult to know what to do. I can't bear the transfer. It's just not in my fantasy makeup. Just doing a goalkeeper transfer is so boring. Let's see how the poll's going, because I did have my own transfers in mind when I set up the poll. So I asked, does Foden outscore Cancelo over the next 2 games? Southampton at home, Liverpool away. 61% of you. I've had 192 votes on that, by the way. It's impressive. Thank you for getting involved. 61% of you have said yes. I'm only going to lose 0.1 on Martinelli. Thiago Silva, I mean, this is famous last words, because Diego Costa is returning to Stamford Bridge in a Wolves shirt today. He's going to want to score there, but he's not played for a long while. He's not started for a long while, not scored goals for a long while. I kind of already got that Chelsea clean sheet locked in. Do I do it? Talk me out of it. That's what you need to do. I'll get back onto some more of your questions. I'll just leave that hovering there. I mean, why is that play free hit button so large? Right, let's get back to some questions, because I've got a bit sidetracked now. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but I opted for Kane over Haaland from game week 1. So do I bring it Haaland now or from game week 13? Do it now. Bring him in. Captain him. Don't think about it again. Manuel, Kufal to Gay and Cucurella to James for a -4. I'm 0.1 short on the straight swap. I don't really like taking a hit for a defender. I would urge caution on that one. Korma said I took Mitrovic out this game week to facilitate bringing in Haaland. I'm hoping for a Jesus yellow so I can bring Mitrovic back in a week earlier for Bournemouth. Yeah, this is something to look out for, by the way, guys. I'm going to open it in another tab so that we don't lose my transfers, because I'm conscious that time is ticking on. That wasn't the page I wanted on the FPL website. Players that get 5 yellow cards get a 1-match suspension. So on the watch list at the moment, we've got Jesus, Smith, Hickey, Gordon, Tete, Dallo and McTominay. And Jesus is by far the highest owned of all of those. So if Jesus picks up a yellow, then he misses next game. So imagine if you're holding for Liverpool because you want him for Leeds before the blank, and then he gets a yellow against Liverpool, then he's going to miss the Leeds game. But to be fair, Jesus has been really good this season. 8 attacking returns in 8 games. I'm a little bit gutted that I sold him the other week on wildcard. But it's allowed me to do other things, so I'll leave my transfers up so that I can watch out for people in the chat saying, "What are you doing, Holly? Don't make those moves." You're not going to tell me that, are you guys? Be kind. Be kind, please. Let's have a look at some more questions then. Cam has said, I think Cancelo outscores Foden this week. Thank you. This is just what I want to hear with my transfers. Bridgerton, sticking with Mitro. Other options don't fill me with confidence. That's fine. Pro game. What to do with Mitrovic with no money in the bank and 1 free transfer? Hold him. Bench, Neco Williams, Andreas, Emerson, Cucurella. Yeah, I'd put Cucurella in starting 11. That's fine. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play. I've shown you my bench order, haven't I? Which is Emerson, Williams, Andreas, just in case you were wondering what the best approach there should be. Start Gator or Ward? Don't start Ward is my advice. He's in our squads as a backup goalkeeper in case our main goalkeeper gets injured. But Bipra says, I really struggle to say his name, and I know Palace did the video, didn't they, at the start of the season. Gay or Castagna to replace Patterson. Gay. If you look at the defence rankings until the World Cup break, Crystal Palace are top. So that just shows his clean sheet potential. Kenny says, hi, Andreas Kufal Dunk as first backup in Mitro's absence. Kufal, I mean, if he doesn't play, then you've got Andreas Dunk. I think your bench order should be Kufal, Andreas Dunk. That would be what I would go for there. You see now, I've got Castagna for Neco Williams since he got a good game week 10 and 12. Yeah, how much is Castagna, by the way, guys? I think James Justin has been the one that's been more on my radar from Leicester. And a similar price, to be fair. Castagna's got a goal and an assist this season. Justin, 2 assists. So there's not much to pick between them. No bonus for Justin yet, though. And Castagna's got 3, which is probably the tipping point. It's interesting to see that he got 2 bonus points in the 4-0 win against Forest. So maybe he is the better option. What does the points predictions say? Defenders over the next 4 under. We'll put under 5.5 because that shows the ones. Justin is ahead. Just interesting to look at, really. Just going to hop over to Twitter, see if anything interesting has happened. Any leaks, any news. A few comments from Pep creeping in. Has he had his pre-match promo? Sam Martin's made a bit of a prediction on Leicester team. Same as Monday, potentially, with Sumari, Infant and Didi, but don't know for definite. And also, this is interesting as well. I mean, this isn't certain. Sam's been very honest here, but he said that even though a lot of managers who have been going Daka, Sam Martin's tipping Vardy to start again this week. I don't think there's anything that significant in these Guardiola comments, is there? No, that's fine. We'll hop back over then. We've got 80 of you in now, and 80 of you have hit that like button, so thank you very much for supporting. Remember, this charity stream is for Cancer Research UK, so you know, liking will get it out to more people. Subscribing if you don't already, will add 10p into the pot if you do want to give more. there's been some phenomenal generosity in the super chats as well. And I think over the course of the week, we're up to about £150 now going into that charity pot. So it'd be lovely if any of you were able to help put a little boost in there as well. His army has said, would you take Diego Costa on a short-term punt? I know I'm on about bringing in Thiago Silva this week, but I do like the Costa punt. I don't think Chelsea is a bad fixture for him. Then it's Forest after that, and then it's Leicester in game week 13 as well. But I wouldn't lose Mitrovic. So if it was for Mitrovic, I'd say no. Need to make these transfers soon, guys. I can't leave it really, really late. I'll start to get anxiety over it. It's exciting times. Cam has said, start Justin or Mitrovic. Just start Mitrovic. That is my advice as a Mitrovic owner. Just start him. And then what's the worst thing can happen is a 1 minute cameo. But I think far more likely is that he'll, start the game or not be in the squad at all. So that is my advice on that one. Alif is in, thank you. Jar Jar, Cucurella would probably play left centre-back. Do I need to worry as a Thiago Silva owner? Let me know, Cam. Sorry, Jar Jar. Have you got some inside info? Thiago Silva's going to start, isn't he? Should I be worried? What team did Chelsea... Panicking now. What team did Chelsea play in the Champions League this midweek? This was this one, wasn't it? 3-0 against Milan lineups. Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm forgetting the playback 3 anyway, don't they? Thiago's in the middle. Ignore me. Pressure's getting to me. Transfer time is near. Anthony has said, is Maddison essential? Oh, sorry, I've missed a question. Let me go back one. Alice says, should I start Joachim, Anderson or Solanke? Play Solanke. He's a striker. He's on penalties. He's got a good fixture. Anthony has said, is Maddison essential even with KDB, Kane and Haaland in the team? I mean, it was pretty punishing for those that went without him. Is he the top transferred in this week? Let me have a look. This page always just goes a bit crazy. Second most transferred in, Maddison, this week. Is he essential? Right, just look at what Maddison's accomplished in the last season and a bit. 23 attacking returns last season from 2,454 minutes, which, is impressive. I think there was only a few players that got more than him. Sorry, my contact lens is playing me up now. 5 goals, 2 assists so far this season, and Leicester have been awful, and he's still managed that level of returns. Leicester are getting better. Fixtures are improving. I think there's a pretty strong case. He's on set pieces as well, and he's not that bad a price either to just lump him in. Matthias has said KDB or Haaland for captain. Haaland. It's not even a question. Play Haaland. Yarnsworth says Castagni or Gay. I mean, we looked at the fixture ticker, didn't we? I mean, you don't need to look at such a wide window. Leicester are down on Palace. I think, but obviously Castagne's got more attacking returns. But I do think that if you're shopping for a cheap defender this week, then Gay is the obvious one to go for. Boris has said start Trent or Mitrovic. Interesting one. Mitrovic. I am worried about Trent. I do think that if you are a Trent owner, now is definitely the time to sell. Well, it's probably a few weeks ago, but if you're still on him, you can't keep him. Ala has said Zaha or Bowen. Zaha for me. I think I've lost my place in the chat now again. I'll try and keep up. There's over 100 of you in now. Thank you so much for supporting. Nearly at 100 likes as well. Please keep all of that support coming, guys. His army has said, Ashrera has said, thoughts on triple captaincy this week. I think I touched on that not long ago. Save it for a double game week. Ethan, do I think St. Maximin will start? I think the prognosis wasn't that great. There's no need to rush him back because Newcastle are playing well without him. Mahib, I've got no Mitrovic cover. Already bought Zaha in for Bailey. Shall I get rid of one of my cheap injured defenders for Anson or Gay? Yes, I think I would do that. I don't know. It depends if you think... It's if Mitrovic misses out altogether, isn't it? That's the risk. We don't know. But, you know, if you're taking a 4-point hit, say if Mitrovic comes on for a 1-minute cameo, then that -4 hit is wasted. If you think Gay can score 4 points this week, then obviously the transfer will pay off. And it's probably a transfer that you'd want to do down the line anyway if you're improving your squad for game week 12 with the blank. So maybe the hit could pay off, but then you kind of have to bench Mitrovic. And, you know, my advice would be to play him. It does make it difficult. Let's jump over to Twitter, see if there's anything of interest. Oh, San Martin's deleted. I don't know whether we need to read anything into that. I don't think there's anything significant out there at the moment in terms of any team leaks. But we will keep checking, guys. We'll keep it going. So yeah, as I said, this stream is a special deadline charity stream going to Cancer Research UK. So you can support by watching this. Obviously, any ad revenue from this will go to Cancer Research UK, as will all my content this week. And if you are a new subscriber, I am adding 10p into the pot. I think we're at about £150 now. If you wanted to donate more, then the super chat, super thanks is live. Cancer Research is... I don't know if I can talk about it, but yeah, it's really important to me. Sorry, guys. Let's get back onto FPL. So just giving myself a minute. So Anna Ruda said bench one of Justin, Gross or Bailey. I mean, I think Bailey is an easy one to bench because of the injury concern. So that would be the one that I would go for if I was benching a player this week. Carlos has said Paqueta or Mitrovic. I think... I mean, if this is a who to start, then I think you just start Mitrovic. Yeah. I think you would start Mitrovic this week and hope that he plays, and if not, you've got Paqueta to come in. Midnight has said bench Bailey. Yeah, and I agree with you there. Ashik says Patterson out, bring in Mings or Gay to start. I think Gay is the easy pick this week. We've looked at that fixture ticker, haven't we? And Crystal Palace are at the top of it. Itreki, what is your transfer this week, Holly? Still need to make the moves. I mean, let me put my team back on. You guys can help me. Option 1, burn the transfer. Option 2, the problem is my bench is shocking, but I've got such bad team value, I've got nothing in the bank. So I can't improve Williams or Emerson or Andreas. Option 2 is to downgrade Pope to a 4.5 like Whiter so that I can upgrade those positions in the coming weeks. But I mean, let's be honest, there's 35 minutes till the deadline. The transfers that I'm looking at are Cancelo out, as well as Martinelli, who have only got 0.1 of team value tied up in. And then I would bring in Foden, because I really want to be tripled up on the Man City attack. And I'd also bring in Thiago Silva, who I think has got very good clean sheet potential this week, and in Blank Gameweek 12 as well. So it takes me down to 3 players for the blank, and gives me that triple city, because I've been a little bit cheeky in the poll, but I've said, does Foden outscore Cancelo over the next 2? Because I think he will, and that's why I want to make the move, because triple city is just really exciting this week when you know that Foden's basically nailed, and also looking down the line as well, you've got to think that next week there's not much potential of a clean sheet. So that's why I'm looking at making those moves. Had another super chat in from Glenn. Glenn, thank you so much. I did try and talk about it a bit. I couldn't. I will go into it at some point. But, thank you for supporting. Took the risk of taking out De Bruyne for Sterling. Taking out De Bruyne for Sterling. Wow, Glenn. I mean, you've made the move now. It's bold. You do realise that De Bruyne started and didn't start in the Champions League. Let's have a look. This is the reason why I'm not doing De Bruyne to Foden this week, is because I really want De Bruyne this week against Southampton. I think it was something like 8 goals and 4... Sorry, wrong way around. 5 goals and 8 assists in... 4 goals and 8 assists in 11 Premier League appearances against Southampton. But good luck. And thank you for donating as well, Glenn. I really do appreciate it. You can probably tell. Where were we in the chat? Lost my place now. Sorry if I've missed your question, guys. I am going to try and get through as many as possible. Oh, we were talking about transfers, weren't we? Matthew is next. Neco Williams or Saliba. If this is a who to start... I mean, who's going to concede less goals? Probably Arsenal. And then who's got more of a goal threat? I think it's very even. I think you can start Saliba. Ethan has said, do you think Andreas will start? I don't think why not. I've not seen anything to say that he won't start. Nanan has said, Mitrovic out, Jesus in. No, hold on to Mitrovic. Jesus blanks in 2 weeks. Tricky fixture next week. 1 yellow card off a suspension. Rudy says Perisic and Mitrovic out for Cody and Wilson. Or Mitrovic for Daka. No, keep Mitrovic. Jojo says, do you think Chalobah will start in the Chelsea back 3 or Cucurella? I mean, I'm not Graham Potter, am I? I mean, I don't think either's guaranteed, if I'm honest. Let's see, because on the hub, Ben Dinnery does do the predicted lineups. Let's see what he's put for Chelsea. Where are we? He's gone back 4. Cucurella, Kubai, Chalobah, and Reece James. I mean, Cucurella isn't going to start on the... I mean, there's no Thiago Silva in there. Gosh, what is going on? Is 3 starts in a week too much for Thiago Silva? Gosh. I hate being this close to the deadline and not having made my moves. I mean, Twitter's not going to help me out, is it? Chelsea aren't going to tweet Thiago Silva starting or not. Gosh. Someone tell me, is Thiago Silva going to start this week? I mean, maybe this is foolish. I thought Thiago Silva was nailed. I mean, we don't know. We know nothing under Potter about Chelsea, really. Dave has donated. Thank you, Dave. £5 into the pot. Would you transfer out Jesus and Aronson for Zaha and Wilson? Would be a -4 and the only way I can afford Zaha. I don't mind it because I think Aronson needs to go. Jesus has got a tough fixture this week. He's 1 yellow off a suspension. He's got a blank in 12. I just don't like Callum Wilson. I mean, he's a great pick for this week, but once Isaac's back, they're going to share game time. So this is why I'm not really that keen on him as an option. But what other options are there? You can go down to Solanke. You can go to Watkins. Don't like Martial anymore because I don't think he's going to start. So it's tricky. I would be open to making the move though, but maybe not with Wilson. Let me know in the chat who else, you know, is in contention there, because that could swing it into me thinking, yeah, let's definitely make the move. Let's just on that. Let's just look at forwards over the next few weeks. See what the algorithm says. You can always trust the algorithm. Wilson's up there. But yeah, Watkins, Solanke, the other names in the frame. Jorrit has donated as well. Thank you so much, Jorrit. My brother recovered from cancer after an 18-hour operation. What wonderful news. I'm really thrilled for your family. You know, you've got a positive story there. Thank you for donating as well. Oh, my head's fried with transfers now. I'm normally so decisive. What is going on? It's this stream. We'll blame the stream. Do you know what? I'm going to put a new poll up there. Right, this is going to be, does Thiago Silva start? Doubts are creeping in. What game week are we on? 10. Ask your community. There we go. Any Chelsea experts out there, let me know. If you want to slide into my DMs on Twitter and let me know, if you don't want to let me know publicly as well, that is also fine. Headache time. I don't know what to do. So tough. Let's try and get through a few more of your guys' questions, because I'm no closer to figuring out what I'm going to do. Naman says Mitrovic out. No, hold on to him. Rudy, Perisic and Mitrovic out for Cody and Wilson. I've answered that one, haven't I? Carlos has said, if I put Mitrovic in and he does not play, what happens? If he plays 0 minutes, then that will mean that your first sub will come on. Sorry, I just got distracted there. Because Jorrit has said, there's a rumour Gay not pictured in training, according to Raptors stream. Don't stay with me there, guys. Let's have a look. Anything on Twitter, any news, anywhere. Can't see anything incriminating at the moment. It's all looking fairly positive everywhere. It's what we like to see. Still no news from Chelsea on Thiago Silva. Surely he starts. Captaincy is dead this season, you're right. Carlos has said, if I put Mitrovic playing, and he... Oh no, I've done that one, sorry. Tony or Martial for this week? Tony. James, a potential captain this week? No, we've got a captain Haaland. Everyone just captain Haaland. Save yourself the pain. There's no point in punishing yourselves. Radio says start Trent or Gay. Just start Gay. Obi says Ward or Sanchez. Play your goalkeeper that isn't Ward. Ian, bench Bailey or Perisic? Bench Bailey. Zach, if you could ask me a specific question rather than listing your whole team, I'll just make things a bit easier for me, thank you. Anna Ruda, bench one, Justin Gross or Bailey, and then start Mitrovic. Bailey. I feel like I've answered these questions before. Cucurella in, I think that's a bit risky, that one. If I'm honest. I just don't think we know enough at the moment. I'm skipping through a few of these questions because I think we've done quite a few of these. If anyone's got any suggestions of who I should get if I don't get Thiago Silva as well, just let me know. I'm probably just going to make the moves though. Chocoholic, Martinelli or Zaha? Zaha. Gordon has asked Maddison or De Bruyne. I think I'd go De Bruyne there. For this week anyway. I mean, funds down the line, Maddison's probably better. And the blank, but I can just see Man City doing something crazy this week. Gordon has asked, should I try going for Anthony? I think you just go Rashford if you want one. Oh, Ricardo has said, should I start Pope or Kepa? I think I'd start Kepa. I mean, if he doesn't play, then you can get Pope anyway. Sandaru has said, should I start Martial or Havertz for my FPL draft? I think Ten Hag is going to be protective, let's say, of Martial over the coming game weeks. So, but then even if he plays some minutes, he could do well against Everton. I mean, I don't know about Havertz. He's just not really impressed, has he, recently? I am just going to have a look, because I did say about on that account on Twitter with the predicted lineups, whether there's any Chelsea ones on there. Here we go. Chelsea. I mean, Thiago's in there. Yeah, I think the fact that there's a lot of injuries at Chelsea kind of means that surely Thiago Silva plays. 45% of you said no, and that is a lot. Let's have a look at the... it's on here. 82%. I think that's good enough for me. Havertz is only 41% though, whoever asked that Havertz question. It's too much going on, guys. Too much going on, but we are now 22 minutes from the deadline. I need to make my moves soon. I'm probably just going to make them now. I'll let you see live when I'm doing them. I'm probably not going to, if I'm honest, I'm not going to get through every single question in the chat. But if you do want to donate and get your question answered, then, you know, it's all going to a good cause. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet either, please do. Phenomenal support, guys, already. I'm, you know, delighted that we're managing to put such a good pot together for cancer research. So I really do appreciate that. And I know it is my intention to do this charity week every year around this time of year. But I will try and mix it up a bit with the charities as well and get some ideas from you guys, because I know that, you know, there's quite a big international audience and, you know, maybe not the charity for all of you guys because it is a UK based one, but you know, it's the one that was most important to me, which is why I wanted to go for it. So, anyone that wants to talk me out of Thiago Silva, you've probably got about a minute before I make the moves. Sanchez and Milan next. Is this Chelsea's fixtures? Oh, they've got Milan again, have they? Gosh, it's tricky, isn't it? The Chelsea put a weakened team out so that they can have their full strength team against Milan. What other options have I got though, other than Thiago Silva? Let's go back on the prediction tool. You're getting an insight here into how I make my FPL decisions now. I've got 5.5 million. A donation in from Aesthetics. Thank you for supporting. Which three would you play out of Trippier, Dalot, Thiago Silva, Dyer and Cody? I think I would bench Cody and Dyer and play Trippier, Dalot and Thiago Silva because I think they've got the most clean sheet potential. Probably the most attacking threat as well. Trexie, I do appreciate your suggestion, but I haven't got anyone to replace Thiago Silva with. Because I've got no one, not Thiago Silva, Emerson. I've only got 4 million in the bank. There isn't anyone. Sad times. My team value is shocking. It is really, really bad. It's now 12 past, guys. We're running out of time to make moves. I mean, I could... I could just go someone cheaper, like Gay or James Justin. I think I'm just going to make the moves, guys. Sorry, I've just realised that I'm not even on the right screen either. So, these are the moves. Cancelo out, Martinelli out, Silva in, Foden in. Just going to do it, guys. Wish me luck. It's done. I've done it. I instantly feel better. I'm so excited about this team though, guys. Who's everyone vice-captaining? That's the other big question. Tamali, thank you for your super chat. On wildcard, jealous. Barnes, Bowen, Foden or Diaz for game week 10 and 11. Foden. That would be my honest answer. I think Foden first, Bowen second, if that makes it any easier. And the best two defenders for 4 million and under, I would say Gay, and Justin. That is my gut feeling. Right. My moves have been made then. I think this team is locked in, if anyone wants to see. So Pope in goal. I've got double Newcastle defence, double Chelsea defence, triple City attack. Emerson first sub when Mitrovic doesn't play. Exciting times. I am going to jump back on Twitter, see if we've got any more news. See if there's anything that's going to help, if you've still got transfer plans to make. And then I am going to go a bit more quick fire on answering your questions in the final 15 minutes. So, doesn't seem to be a lot going on in terms of news, which is probably a good thing. Just checking. quick glance, I think we're all right. I think we're okay. So, gonna go quick fire on your questions now. Try and get as many done as possible. Anyone saying captain anyone but Haaland, don't try and be clever. He's got 3 hat-tricks in 3 consecutive home games. The easy decision is captain Haaland. I'm just going to put in a quick yes or no on the poll, which is, are you on captain Haaland this week? I know this is, you know, a little bit pointless, but it just gives you an idea of knowing the punishment if you go against and it doesn't come off, because there's 10.5 million managers in the game. 84% almost own Haaland, and I'd be surprised if it's less than 7 million players that captain Haaland this week. Try not to spam the chat. I'm going to try and go through a few more questions, but remember it is charity week, so if you're really desperate to have your question answered and you want to help, donate some money for Cancer Research UK. We've done brilliantly. Made about 75 quid today already. Still time to add to the pot though. I'll leave my final team locked on the screen now so that everyone can see it. So if you spam the chat, I'm just going to go past you, okay? Rump Kamal, Bailey and Trent out for Zaha and Gay for a -4. Yep, I would make that move. Bandido, would you go to Tony to Wilson, or are you worried about Wilson's injury potential? I'd keep Tony. He's nailed on to start 90 minutes every week. He's on penalties, talisman of the team. Wilson is an injury risk. He shares game time with Isaac. Fard says, start Neko or Andreas. I think I'm going to say start Neko. I think he's got more attacking threat. Let's see, there may be some team news. Is the news. Team news and text is just playing with us at the moment. Just toying with us. I hate this. You know when you know that there can be leaks? Too late for me. I've made my moves. Let's Talk Vinyl said, like the idea of ripping the band-aid off with Martinelli. Yeah, but you've got to remember as well that... Sorry, I'm just going to block this user. You've got to remember that he does play against Trent, who has been very, very poor. Al-Hawa says, Captain Reece James, just Captain Haaland. It is an easy decision this week. Mehul says, start Perisic or Andreas. I think I'd start Perisic out of those two. Never Give Up FPL says, Aubameyang, my punt of the week. Kane out to free up cash. Have KDB and Haaland. I mean, I don't hate it. Right, Gamer Noob, I know you want your question answering. Buy Foden or Bowen? Foden. Foden for me. It does depend on, you know, how many Arsenal players you've got with the fixtures with the blank, but I do think it's a good option. Forward says, are you sure Foden will start? Don't toy with me now. I've made the moves. I'm going to rise above it. Light Ray says, what were your moves this week? My moves this week... I need to post this on Twitter, guys, as well, so I will come back to your questions. But I've made the moves, haven't I? Let's get them out there. Sweet. Is this going to work? No. Discard. You can see me tweeting live now, guys. If you don't follow me on Twitter, by the way, at HollyShand. There we go. So what are we going to say? Locked in for game week 10. Foden and Thiago Silva in I'll do. Let me get back. I will get back to your question, guys. Don't worry. Rajesk says -4 for Diaz to Bowen. Don't think it's worth a hit. Moheb says Chilwell in for Neco Williams. I mean, I prefer Reece James. Yusuf says, I think he means thoughts on Mings. I think I prefer the Crystal Palace defence. 10 minutes to go now, guys. Sam Martin says Castagna over Justin. Keeper will be Ward. No more leaks as things stand. Interesting. I'll keep looking though, guys. Don't worry. Femi says, do you think Emerson on the bench is okay, given he might make a cameo and just get a point? Yeah, because I can only see Williams and Andreas getting a point. I mean, Andreas, you can maybe lock in a 2-pointer, can't you? But yeah, that's it. Lord Oishi, what do you think about Chilwell and Almiron for Harrison and Saliba for a -4? I'm not loving it. If you could just replace Harrison, I think that would be better. Alawa says, I don't feel Haaland. What about KDB? Just Captain Haaland. Too late. Thiago Silva is in. Odzema. Is Tony a must? No. Rudy says Palace keeper, Guaita and Wilson in for Pope and Mitro. Nah, leave it. Pope to Kepa or Guaita. Aaron, that could work if you've got 2 free transfers and you're burning. Dabinesh says, will Foden start most of the matches for City? He started every game so far this season. I mean, the Bournemouth game, he was substituted at half-time because Pep was in a huff with him because he didn't square it to Haaland. He's learnt to square it to Haaland since then, you know? Although I think there was a situation in the last game where Haaland basically set Foden up and he squared it back to Haaland, and Haaland was like, what on earth are you doing? It was your opportunity. So obviously Pep's got in Foden's brain now. Yusuf says, thanks, Holly, but what do you think about Daka? I'm not convinced he starts. So that's why I wouldn't bring him in. Vardy played the last game. Check the poll. Oh, thanks, Light Rays. This is it, captaincy. 97% in this. Granted, it's in this, but 97% have gone Haaland. If, you know, the 8.5 million managers that own Haaland, at least 7 million of them will captain him. Anna Reedy says, will Bernardo Silva start? I don't see why not. Have we got any more news? Don't think so. Don't think there's anything coming in. So this is interesting. Live team news. News that Vardy doesn't start, so maybe Daka does. Very, very hazy. Yeah. That's the only news that we've got then. At the moment. Still got 7 minutes on my clock. Interesting times. I'll keep checking Twitter. I'll keep flicking back and forth. Still 7 minutes to contribute to Charity Week. If you're watching now, you're contributing just by watching. But if you are a new subscriber, then I'm going to put 10p in the pot. From when I last checked, if my page is going to refresh for me, there's been another 6 subs, so another 60p in the pot. I've had very few generous super chats, so if you wanted to leave a super chat at the end of this, just to put some more into the pot for Cancer Research UK, then, you know, hugely appreciated that would be. Munir says, first sub for Mitrovic risk, Neco or Andreas? I mean, Andreas is a 2-pointer. Neko could be a 5-pointer. He could be a -2. So it depends whether you're a risk-averse manager or not. Any more news? Let's keep checking Twitter. Unpredictable. No more news, guys, as far as I can see anyway. I could be wrong, but I don't think that there are any more leaks out there at the moment. Keep them coming then, your questions for the last few minutes. We'll see if we can get through any more. I'll put my team back on just for a moment, but I will keep checking Twitter for the last 5 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed the stream as well, guys. It's something that I'm looking to do more of. I can't commit to it every week because I am doing Sky Sports Show live quite often. Hopefully you can't hear a screaming child in the background as well. Kids, eh? Yeah. But yeah, it is something that I'm wanting to do some more of, but I can't at the moment commit to every week, fortunately. But I've enjoyed doing this one, so it is something that I am going to look to do more of in the coming days and weeks. Let's check the chat then. Any more questions? Are you all out of questions, guys? You've gone quiet on me. 4 minutes to go. Check Twitter again, why not? You get an insight on how often I refresh Twitter as well. There's nothing going on. The news is very thin on the ground, guys. If you get any leaks yourselves, let me know. Yeah, Let's Talk Vinyl has said that I'm looking good for all the Haaland assists, and that is exactly right. I might actually... I just want to... I'll Vice Madison because why not, but I do just like to get it in the middle so that I can, when I open it up, I can see the treble up there. Just click off and back on, make sure I've got the captaincy set properly. Captain Haaland, Vice Captain Madison. Check it on my phone as well, make sure that I've not messed up. Can you imagine? First live stream and someone said Wolves will win. I better not do, I'm doubled up on the defence now. Apologies, Wolves fans. I do quite a lot of work for Wolves. Quite a few goalkeeper questions just come in. Start your main goalkeeper, don't start Ward. Save your triple captain for later in the season. Rudy said Martial or Daka. It sounds like Daka's going to start. Captain Haaland, don't captain anyone else. 2 minutes. Panic's creeping in now, guys, isn't it? 2 minutes to go. Any more news? Anything that's going to help us? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's looking bleak. It is really looking bleak, but I'm looking at my team. I'm optimistic. I mean, at least I'll know by 5 o'clock whether it was a good decision or not. But, you know, Foden, De Bruyne, Haaland, bring on the goals, that's what I say. I want to know as well, just, I know we've only got a minute left, let me know your score predictions for Man City against Southampton. Don't say Southampton win 2-0 or something like that. I'll be screwed. No more team news, guys. That is it. Nothing else has come forward. So, the deadline is almost here. 30 seconds. Patel, no Haaland, who to captain? You might as well just quit playing FPL. If you've not got Haaland to captain. Go Kevin. Go Kevin. One more check for news. But I don't think there is any. That is going to be it. Well, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you everyone so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. It's been a fun one. I've enjoyed it. And I want to wish everyone good luck for Game Week 10. Thank you for supporting the channel this week. It's been amazing. I will let you know the final total. It might take me a couple of days to get all the information in. Sometimes YouTube can be a bit slow on giving the exact stats, but I'll get that charity donation sent off on Monday, which I'm sure will make a huge difference. So thank you so much. Again, good luck for the game week. I'll be back soon. Bye for now.